Georgia, were watching YouTube music videos this morning and Who Let the Dogs Out came on.
Right.
And don't pretend you haven't heard the stories. Pretend you haven't heard the story before. Welcome to Left on Red where nothing's rehearsed. All right.
Welcome to Left on Reddit.
Adam here.
And Georgia over here.
We've done everything to plan your wedding and now it's time to hear about them.
We have left out nothing and now we dive into the deep, dark world of Reddit threads.
We've got your horror stories, wedding dramas, and everything in between.
We've rebranded ourselves as experts.
Welcome
to Left on Reddit.
We're watching YouTube videos this morning.
Were you?
Like music videos.
What?
And Who Let the Dogs Out came on.
I love that song,
And
the Baha Men.
It is the Baha Men.
Yes,
One
very
Hit
good.
Wonders. And my 3-year-old son looked at me and very frankly said, Daddy, who let the dogs out?
Lucky you got the right shoes on today.
I put the dogs away, baby.
You did put the dogs away.
We're not sure who let the dogs out, but we are investigating the case, and 20 years on, Baha Men are still looking for the dogs, thus have not released their follow-up single to Who Let the Dogs Out.
You didn't find them on your dog walking expeditions? You've had a few of those.
I have had a few of them. Used to have a dog walking company.
You did. Do you
Yeah.
want to give it a plug?
Shaggy Tails Dog Walking, still operating around the inner west for all your dog walking needs.
Very good.
Has
Adam's
actually
just
been
here.
sold since I sold it, would you believe?
Oh,
There's
wow.
another
Still
sale.
going strong.
Yeah.
Still a worthwhile monetizing business.
The same logo that I got made back in 2018.
In PowerPoint, probably.
With the PowerPoint presentation. It was actually with Microsoft Paint. Yeah. I drew it by hand and faxed it over to the guy. And then he
On dial-up internet.
Yeah, and he did the beep, 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 beep Morse code to the person on the other end.
But he had to hang up the phone to you at the same time while
Yeah.
the internet dialed.
We used to play Goosebumps on my at-home computer, Goosebumps the game, but we had to do dial-up internet, I think, to get it, which doesn't sound right now that I'm thinking about it. My favourite thing about being a kid, have we talked about this, was when you got Domino's or Pizza Hut delivered and there was a special meal deal that came with a VHS. Do you remember this? You used to be able to get it from Pizza Hut, like a $30 meal deal, and it would come with Shrek on VHS for you to watch that night.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
You lived a great childhood.
And you got to keep it. I had Shrek on VHS.
That's so good.
I didn't even know Shrek came on VHS. But anyway, that's my era.
Yeah, I feel
Yeah.
like we are too old for that.
No, man. I had videotapes.
Yeah, I know. I mean, like Shrek. I feel like
Shrek was on VHS. What year was Shrek released? 2000? 2001. That's totally VHS era before DVD, baby. Just because it's animation makes you feel like it wouldn't have been on VHS.
it does. It's like, did we even have color?
Do you remember what
Silver?
happened? Do we have colour with Shrek? I don't know. What colour was he? It's not iconic at all. I'm not sure. I can't really picture what Shrek looks like right now.
I mean, we had color TV, right? Back in my day.
Yeah, back in your day. Your day is different to my day. We're a different generation apart. But, you know,
Just.
just
I've lost my story.
let's talk about cookies. All right. I actually have 2 stories today. My Face ID to work. There you go. 2 stories today which are, Georgia, not necessarily about weddings.
Oh.
But I've got some conundrums to you about couples who are close to getting married. Should they get married? And there's a hair in my mouth. The question is, Georgia,
Would you tell?
whose hair is this? Where did it
and
come
will
from?
you tell them?
It must be a beard hair, right? It's
Oh,
tiny.
yeah.
But I don't really
Looks
molt
quite-
like that. Huh?
It's quite thick.
It is quite thick. Do you want to hold it for the podcast?
No.
It's hot in here, isn't it? It's hot in here.
I don't want to know.
Okay, so
where that
that's
came
my
from.
conundrums.
Is that grey?
Let's find this beautiful theme that we always think about pre-episode.
That hair was grey.
Georgia, you need
Sorry.
to lay off me right now. You are barking up the wrong tree.
I know.
You have hit a nerve.
You were questioning the texture, and now I'm thinking the color was
I know,
different.
and actually looked at me recently and looked at my beard and she goes, got a couple greys in there, babe. It's like, you need to get away from my face unless you're here to kiss it. I say stuff like that and then she pulls that face. It's not the face that I want her
Understandable.
to pull. The face I want her to pull is. Go to the YouTube for that face.
It's Adam's
YouTube.com
private
/ left on wed.
No,
Dit.
Adam
Just
and
left
Ange.
on wed.
It's a private account.
That's a different website. But I'll put the link in the show notes. $12 a month. You could subscribe to my OnlyFeet. Okay.
Oh, only beard hair.
Hope my children don't. Oh my God, I dropped my iPad. Am I the asshole for breaking up with her after I saw her apartment? I'd been seeing this girl for a few months. We met through a friend, so I had known her a little longer, but she was gorgeous, and I was super into her. Last Saturday, she invited me to her place, which I had never been to. She mentioned her apartment was a mess, and I laughed because I thought she was just being self-deprecating. But when we got to her place, holy shit, dude. I want to start off by saying I know that people have their reasons for stuff like this, and I don't want to be disrespectful in any way, but the state of her apartment was genuinely shocking when I first went in. It was a pretty small place, and I'm not talking about clutter. Literal piles of trash on the floor, sink full of dishes overflowing onto the counter, stains on the carpet and couch, week-old food on the table, and just piles and piles of stuff everywhere. Not to mention the overpowering smell of mold and mildew that I could literally taste in my mouth. Oh. She told me to sit down and stuff like it was completely normal, and I tried not to act weird, but I'm sure she noticed. I stayed for a bit, and we watched a movie on the couch, but I left. The next day I called her and I told her I don't think things were going to be compatible between us, and she got mad at me for leading her on and breaking up with her for no reason. I didn't mention the apartment, but I don't know, maybe I should have. Literally nothing about her appearance or personality would lead me to expect this, so it was sort of unbelievable to see the state she was living in. I feel bad for her, and I'm worried I might have acted too quickly. Edit, I just watched the Friends episode, and wow, it's scary similar lol. What? I don't know that reference, but we'll find that out, and we will put it in the show notes. When I say we, I mean Georgia. Thoughts? Is he the arsehole?
Oh, there were several questions that popped up. First one, does she live by herself?
Oh, yeah, good question.
2, how long were they seeing each other for again?
Couple of months, few months.
Number 3, interesting to think that there was nothing about her looks and personality that linked. It's like the way you live is not a reflection of who you are.
No, exactly.
And that's probably linked to a bit of internalized stigma that maybe he's got going on, that you're meant to look a certain way if you're going to live like that. And no, you don't need to tell her that that's the reason, but I do think that if that is the way she lives, that will definitely have an impact on your relationship and your living standards. Yeah. And maybe she needs to move in with you?
Nope.
Okay.
Nope. I can see as like if someone who is I like to think that I'm pretty clean and tidy, but since having children I've had to like just give up on most of that in my life. But I do like a certain order, like level of cleanliness that I can live in, right? That I don't feel like claustrophobic in my own house. So I'm assuming that this person might have a tendency to be more of a clean and tidy person. So walking into that was probably overwhelming for them. You know what I mean? So it's like, oh, this is a lot. And it also means that, yes, maybe you aren't compatible with this person. Like, they're only a few months in. Imagine if they started to live together and this is what this person lives with. And like the difference in that would be really hard to live with. So it probably is good that they have called it here, I think. She said, oh, you know, you're an a-hole for with no reason. He probably should have given her a reason. He didn't say the reason why is because...
And I can understand from that point of view that that's why she thinks he's led her on.
Yeah.
Because that would be really, really sad and out of the blue.
Yeah. I also like, and like live however the way you want. If you live by yourself, it's cool, whatever. But also inviting someone over to your house and it's a pigsty, like that is interesting.
Did she apologise for the mess?
No. He didn't say that. But it's
just
like,
self-deprecating. She did say something like that.
Oh, did she say that? Okay.
Because you know when people are like, oh, sorry for the mess. And you're like, don't apologise. Like, I never...
She mentioned her apartment was a mess. And I laughed because I thought she was being self-deprecating.
So I feel like...
she did mention it. Okay. So maybe she had a busy day and, oh my God, I'm so sorry. It's such a mess.
But he's painted it on a very extreme level of the spectrum.
Yeah.
Because for you and I of our neurospicy cleanliness expectations, that's a whole other realm. Yeah. And I don't think we can compare what we're thinking that looks like to what we would hope for. And that is like... He's painted that to be almost like a hoarder house.
Well, actually, there's a few comments sort of saying, you know, there's a difference between being unclean and hoarding.
Yeah.
And that sounds like maybe it's on there. Someone else also said compatibility isn't just about chemistry, it's about hygiene. If I have to dodge pizza boxes like landmines just to sit down, that's not quirky, that's a health hazard.
I can smell mold too.
Can you?
I can.
That's a superpower.
The other day I opened the cupboard and I was like, something in here smells, and I found bread. And I was like, get rid of it.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the verdict here was not the asshole, overwhelmingly. But most people in the comments are saying you probably should have told her the reason.
Yeah, and I would agree with that.
Because then maybe she would have come back and said, this isn't how I usually live. You know, I had a big day and blah, 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 blah. Or can I change? Can I do this? Or she should be like, okay, sweet, whatever. If you have a different standard to me and that's really important to you, then fine, let's call it a date. There could have been a conversation there.
And I also think you can also learn to adapt over time. Again, he's painted that a very extreme picture. But Max and I have been together for 15 years and he certainly is not like an overly clean and tidy, has OCD expectations like me. But over time, we've sort of learnt to navigate what is best suited for our roles in maintaining the house that we like to have presented.
Yeah.
So neither of us have ever been like that, but certainly you come into relationships with different ways of living and different expectations.
Yeah. And you're right, you do find your kind of roles in their house. Like Ange doesn't like touching the dirty food in the sink.
Oh, it's
so
pretty
she
gross.
leaves it in there, which I find really annoying. But she's like, that's not my thing. And she gets little gloves to take it all out. It's really cute. She takes them out because she knows that it annoys me that she leaves it in there. Because then like bugs and stuff get in there. It's like, you can't leave food in the sink.
Yeah, I know. You should always pour boiling water down to stop the fruit flies.
Okay, I don't do that.
Oh, and vinegar.
Really?
You should always have vinegar in your house for cleaning.
I have, yes, right? When I used to work in a kitchen with real chefs and stuff, instead of spray and wipe, he had vinegar in bottles to wipe down all the benches.
I've got vinegar in all my
spray bottles. And then he'd walk in and he'd be like, whoa, it smells like a salt and vinegar chip shop in here.
Yes.
Which would be a great idea for a business.
But
salt and
also
vinegar
what
chips
I've been
only.
doing, because our house has been so full of sicknesses, I've been doing eucalyptus and tea tree drops and then mopping my house.
I just thought of a great idea.
What was that?
It's a chip bar, a hot chip bar, a loaded chip bar, loaded hot chips, right? So you start with a box.
Nothing to do with the
like
story.
Froyo. I don't know, I said chips and it got me there. Like Froyo, right? You scoop your chips and then you have different salts. You put your own salt on there and then
There's
you
only
have...
two types of salt. Chicken salt and normal
put
salt.
your own on. And then you go over here and there's loaded stuff. So you have like gravy and cheese and guacamole and, you know, stuff that they do loaded fries with, pulled pork, and it's done by the weight, like a Froyo shop. So people are spending like $20 on a box of chips, but then you make your own little loaded fries. And then there's things that you can melt cheese on top, like a grill as well. It's like a loaded fries bar. It's called loaded fries bar. It's called
not the chip chop.
It's like a Froyo chip shop, chop, chip shop. Write that down. Get that name quick. Do you like that idea? Sorry.
Not really. That's the second business name that you've come up
I actually
with.
think that's a really good idea. The loaded chip shop shop. The loaded chop chip shop shop. Chop chip shop shop. Chop chips. Chop chips. Chocolate chip chop.
So my younger sister, by 8 years, is getting married. We'd been close growing up, and I would have said that we were best friends until a few years ago, and she was my bridesmaid 7 years ago at my wedding. We fell out after I had kids and my feeling like she wasn't around enough, and we never really patched things up properly. We see each other and it's fine, mostly at family gatherings, but we've lost the tightness that we had. I anticipated I might not be the bridesmaid, and sure enough, no invite came. She was really cagey about letting slip that her 3 friends were being her bridesmaids, and while it turns out it hurts that I kind of got cut. She asked me to do a speech for her, which I've said yes, but felt a bit insulted that I have this really heavy and not really enjoyable job. But 9 times out of 10, people don't mind not having a job. I stand by that every time. But I'm not important enough to be a bridesmaid. Today I see on Instagram her sister-in-law is also going to be a bridesmaid. What a crappy way to find out. Didn't say crappy, also says a swear word. Their relationship has really stung over the last few years. While it seems that they spend endless time with his sister and partner whilst not being interested in us, I feel like I'm being replaced. I really didn't want to be that twat.
No.
I don't know whether I've heard someone be called a twat.
Really?
I think so.
Oh, welcome to the world.
Yeah. Saying you didn't choose me, you didn't choose, grammar and spelling again.
Hard to say.
You didn't choose me to be a bridesmaid, but it's just stung so much I don't think I can handle getting up and speaking. Okay. I've sent her a message saying as much. I've said I want her to do just what's best for her, but in these circumstances, I don't think I can do the speech. I've been as supportive and caring as I possibly could be whilst dying inside. Am I the asshole? Please, I'm really hurting and I need an outside perspective. So go straight to Reddit.
Yeah. Hello, people I don't know. Help me out. Hey, what a great, we don't see this very often. Great example of clear communication, I think.
Yes.
She's cut and she's like, I don't know if I can do this. Soz. I mean, yeah, you know, she has every right to have different friends and spend time with different people. This person, it seems like she might be a little.
There's
bit
a lot of
jealous
layers to this, just like a cake.
This story is
Unpack
a lot
the top tier.
like a cake. The top tier, I think, is doesn't matter what's behind it or whether it's wrong or right, she clearly communicated the reasons why she didn't want to do the speech and why didn't feel like she could fulfill that role very well, and she told the person. I think that's great.
Yeah.
Tier 2.
Oh, we're taking turns on the tiers?
Yeah, you go.
Oh, I thought you were going to have your own tiered cake and I was going to have my own.
Oh, yeah, really?
I don't know. Are
Okay,
you
what's on
hungry?
the top? What's on the top? I am actually a little bit hungry. What's on the top of your tiered cake? Tiered cake.
At the very top,
Ooh.
they have been distant. And I think relationships, whether you are blood related, it can be for a season or for a reason, especially when you have children.
Wow. Someone
Don't
write
you
that
think?
down. That's great. Yeah. Season or for a reason. Love that.
I stand by that all the time.
Yeah.
And it helps to surrender to the loss of connections and relationships, I think.
Wow.
Because they came into your life for a certain time and that was really important. But I think particularly when you have children,
Oh, that's deep. That's real
Sorry.
deep. I loved it.
when you have children, it can really make you reassess and prioritize where you put your time and your energy.
Definitely.
Especially when the auntie is not putting the time and the energy into your children. And that's huge.
Yes.
And that can come with many other layers within that layer. But just focusing on this particular tiered cake. The second layer. What's in your second tier?
Well, I'm just interested in that. I can see, and I was talking hypothetically. Oh, let's go back. I can see someone's disappointment in their sibling not being involved in their children's lives. Mm-hmm. I can really see that. Is that what this story just said?
Yeah,
I can
that's
see
the first paragraph.
I can see that disappointment would be real because, you grow up with these people, you have children, then you expect maybe they'll be involved in the children's lives and they're not as much as you want them or need them to be, and that's really disappointing and hard, especially if they don't have kids. They might not understand how tricky it is to have children.
Yeah.
I found that with friends as well, to put it plainly. It's like they don't really understand what it's like. So your relationships do change and your friendships do change when you have kids, for better or for worse.
Yes.
Season or reason.
Very marriage related. Well done. Your second tier.
Oh, fuck.
Okay, I've got one.
Okay, good.
So not only have we put aside that the relationship between the sisters have been disconnected because it's a particular season, not to use that term again, but it's a different season of life, a different chapter for each of them, and that's okay. The feeling like she's gotten replaced by the in-law, I think, is a whole other thing where if you really pare it back, it's probably a bit of jealousy, which she may not want to admit, because that envy and jealousy is a really, really hard emotion to recognize
100%.
within yourself. So I think she, tolerated the fact that she knew who the bridesmaids were. They were the three friends. And then to find out that it's a sister-in-law that she then spends a lot of time with, and then the feeling that she's being replaced. When at the end of the day, if she looks at how her life is functioning and operating at the moment, it doesn't sound like it really day-to-day impacts her. But in relation to the wedding, it does.
Yep.
Because maybe family are talking about, why is she not a bridesmaid? I think the final tier and the most important one is that she recognized what she needed to do and that people, like I said, 9 times out of 10, don't give people a job if they don't have to. They don't need one. They have a better time without the pressure. So it's like when people are like, they didn't make the bridal party, so I put them as a witness. It's like, cool, that's great.
Yeah. Yep.
Don't even mention the first part.
Yeah.
Just choose them as a witness because they're really important to you.
Yeah.
And I love that she has been able to say, she's been given this sloppy second job of a speech, which she probably would deliver it really beautifully. And I think you should give the speech givers to people very purposefully, not as like a off the cuff, you just do it because I didn't choose you as a bridesmaid. But she's turned around and she said, I actually can't do it, which I think is really important. It would be interesting to see what the consequence of that would be, which there is none.
Now that
Have you got some tears?
is one concise cake.
It's a very
And by the way, that's the name of this episode. That's one concise cake.
and it, that's not a good title. If you've watched the previous titles
for God's
unfold,
sake, I thought I had a good title
you're
there.
going to do the show notes next time?
Nah. You can come up with the titles. Georgia
you.
comes up with the titles. Hey, do you like the titles? Put that in the comments. Like the titles? I actually really do. Georgia comes up with them.
Thank you.
But because I think that concise cake would
Do you have
be
another top tier story?
Nah. Oh yeah, I do.
You're up.
Okay, finally, another one of a couple of should they get married? Am I the asshole for asking my girlfriend to stop singing in the car? Hi, Reddit. I, 20-year-old female, have been dating my girlfriend, let's call her Angie, 21-year-old female, for about 9 months now. And I genuinely adore her. She's kind, smart, funny, and just overall a wonderful person. I really do feel lucky to have her in my life. That said, she loves to sing. Like all the time, but especially in the car. And to be clear, she's incredibly talented. She's done choir throughout school, she's a musical theatre major, and she truly has an amazing voice. Most of the time, I love hearing her sing before. It's something I admire about her because, God, no, I can't hold a tune to save my life. However, when we're driving together, it honestly gets on my nerves. I don't mean every now and then, it's constant. For example, the other night we were driving home from a mutual friend's place. I put on some music in the background and started talking, asking her about her day. As soon as there was a lull in the conversation, she turns up the music and started singing. I let it go for a song or two, but when turned it back down and tried to resume the conversation, she gave me a one-word answer. Turned it up and went right back to singing. This kind of thing happens all the time. I try not to be overly sensitive about it, but it makes me feel like she's not interested in talking to me. I've brought it up a couple of times, but she usually brushes it off and tells me that it just passes the time, which it does for her. Meanwhile, I'm driving next to what feels like a brick wall. Sometimes I try to sing along, but she'll say something like, "It's not a duet," in a joking way, but I know she means it. I really do love her and don't want to make her feel like she can't be herself around me, but I also don't want to feel ignored every time we're in the car together. So am I the arsehole for wanting her to dial it back a bit in the car?
Time to say goodbye.
It's not a duet. I did the Italian bit. Time to...
No, I don't think it's time to say goodbye. But that's the song that came into my head as you were reading that story.
I actually, no joke, when I was in year 9, that was my favourite song. I rinsed that song on my iPod. I remember me and my friend Ilias in tech class, like one earphone each, just belting that out in the back of the room. Mr. Perdrio was so annoyed about it because we were like, time to... It's such a banger.
Meanwhile, some people are rapping to Eminem cleaning out my closet.
Yeah.
And there's Adam.
Me and Ilias. Hey, Ilias. Shout out to Ilias.
I don't love her sassiness of it's not a duet.
Right?
I don't
That's
love
the
that.
bit.
That's the
That was
only
the
part
bit.
of the story I didn't like.
That was the bit, right? When it was like, yeah, she was having a good time singing. And then when the partner tried to get involved, she's like, not a duet.
Yeah,
it's like, okay.
If you can't beat him, you can't join him
okay.
either. So you're
Yeah,
going to have to drive separately.
That's when she was exactly right. It was like having a brick wall beside me because it was like, okay, you're doing this thing. You're not going to converse with me and I can't join in. It's kind of annoying. And so I personally don't think she's the arsehole just for saying, I want you to dial it back a little bit. What do you think?
I think you could think of something like a different way to say it.
Yeah.
Like you could say, you are such a great singer.
Yeah.
And I've tried to join in, but you won't let me.
Yeah.
So could we come up with a playlist maybe that we could curate that we both like?
It's also vibes in the car when you're together, right? You want to both be involved in what's going on.
I prefer to sing solo than
Me
to sing with
too.
other people in the car.
Right? I would prefer to be by myself singing like that, but everyone's different. It sounds like to me, this person wants the audience.
Yeah.
Don't you think?
Sounds like
She's looking for the audience, for someone to actually listen.
Choir and musical
to what
theatre.
exactly. She wants someone like you and
just
I.
warming up.
Time.
I also had get out right now. I was a bit off key.
Jojo.
I knew I couldn't hear that.
The verdict was not the asshole.
Yeah, fair enough.
And the comments were, basically saying that it's not a duet bit was the bit where it kind of all fell apart, where it was obvious that person, did not want to hear anyone else but herself.
And
Sums
with
up
that
relationship. Time to say goodbye. That was pretty good.
Thanks for listening.
God, we're so happy that you listened. And if you want to see a little bit more, make sure you follow us on our socials.
We have TikTok and Instagram, and you can find us at Left on Wed Podcast.
And if you want a little bit more from just us, you can follow Georgia at Georgia Fletcher Weddings.
And follow Adam at Married by Adam.
Oh my goodness, we're everywhere. And if you love it, rate, review, subscribe, whatever all the cool kids do it for us because we love you more than you love us. Validate us. We, Adam and Georgia, would like to take a moment to acknowledge the traditional custodians of the land, the Guringai people, on which we're recording today.
We pay our respects to their elders past and present, and we recognise their ongoing connection to the land, sea and community.
As we share our stories of love and connection, we honour the oldest continuous culture in the world.
And we celebrate the storytelling traditions that have been passed down through the generations.
It is such a privilege to create on this country, and we are so grateful to be here today.
Always was, always will be Aboriginal land.